What's happening, everybody? That's right, it's your boy. We back, baby. It is Monday. Welcome to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. I am your host, and I have another sizzling one for you today. Grab your pen and paper. This is going to be, as a matter of fact, it's going to be great, and it's going to chin check some people, because it's chin check me. As a matter of fact, let me be transparent with you guys. I actually did this podcast for me. Why did I do this podcast for me? Because I wanted to make sure that I am in proper alignment, right? I want to be in proper alignment, not fake alignment, but proper alignment. And being in there with proper alignment, man, this is a real good one right here, right? So listen, let's get into it. This one is very simple. This topic is simple on surface. For the love of money or not. For the love of money or not. Right? That's what we think about. For the love of money or not. But man, when I tell you we have some thoughts on this, because we're going to be talking about money. Yeah, I mean, pay close attention on this one. Like today, please family, pay real close attention on this one. Because this one is going to be different. This is absolutely going to be different. Now, when you think about money, right, the first thing pops in my head is this. You can't serve God and mammon at the same time. You're going to serve one or the other, but you can't serve both, right? And a lot of times when you think about that on the surface, it's just kind of, oh, it's just surfacey. Okay, cool. You can't serve the mean side. You got to serve the good side. That sounds great. But I wanted to get deeper into it, like for real. And they have some doozies that I wrote down and spent some time researching and all those things. So we put it inside the podcast. I hope you guys like it, but it's a doozy. So, when you're talking about just moral clarity, and you talk about financial wisdom and spiritual understanding about money, one of the biggest mistakes people make in viewing money is either the hero or the villain. Money is either. Money is neither. I mean, it's literally neither. Money is a tool. Tool. It is a tool. The same as you get a sledgehammer or you get a screwdriver or whatever. You get a hammer. A hammer can actually help you build a house, or it can actually break a window. It's that simple. The issue is never the tool. Believe it or not, it is not money. It's a tool. But here's the thing. The tool is never the issue. It is the heart, the character, and the wisdom of the individual using the tool. Think about that for a second. If you take a gun, and a gun laying on the ground in the door or whatever, it can't do anything. It takes somebody to physically pull a trigger to use it. Now, you can use it for good or bad, but it's literally going to take somebody to actually use it, right? Many spiritual translations teach the problem is not money itself, but it's the love of money. When money becomes our identity, when money becomes our security, when money becomes our purpose, when money becomes our God, and that's lowercase g, it begins to control us, consume us. Because all we're thinking about is, what type of my identity and the image I'm going to have, and what kind of security I'm going to have, and, the money's my purpose, and all of those things, and, it's my God. Yeah, that's how deep it is. But on the flip side, when money becomes a tool think about this, for service, helping other people, stewardship, freedom, generosity, it's a blessing. So if you look at it that way, that begins to break down money. Now, I wanted to talk about money also because if we look at what's going on in the world today, a lot of people are using money in certain ways that is not where the way to be used, I should say, right? So we got to educate people. It's a must that we educate people about money. So write this down. I got a couple things. Write this down, right? Educating people about money. Number one, money impacts every area. Money impacts every area of our, I don't know why I got tongue twisted. Money impacts every area of our lives. Every single one. Whether you like it or not, it does. Housing, yep. What school you go to, food, healthcare. Think about this. Let me start with food before I get to healthcare. Food. Raise your hand if you're not driving, if you would love to eat more healthy or healthier. If you would love to eat healthier, raise your hand. I got two hands up, right? But if you've ever been in a position to where money was an issue, right? And you didn't have the physical resources to go and get some of the things that you may want to go and get out of like some of the fresh produce, say out of a Whole Food or some places like that. That's going to be something different, right? Because it costs a little bit more. If you purchase things and it says organic, it's a little bit more. Well, that impacts somebody if you're just barely making it and you just really want to get the wrinkles out your belly compared to somebody that has an overflow of money. Yeah, you shop a little bit differently. Even look at it with your food. Just look at it with your food. Healthcare, the same thing. Some people actually, unfortunately, use the emergency room as their primary care. Family stability, retirement. How do we give? You know, a lot of times I hear pastors and people trying to force people to give, but I always say you can't give what you don't have. I may want to give $10 billion, but if I don't have it, I can't give it. Businesses, you need money. It impacts it. Ministries, well, you know, that goes without saying. A lot of times people don't realize that ministries, churches, synagogues, etc., mosques, you have to still pay the electricity bill. You still have to pay the mortgage or the rent or whatever it may be. You still have to pay that. I don't care how much you speak in tongues. I don't care how much you give them Bible. I don't care how much you give them the Quran, the Pentateuch, the Torah. I don't care what you do. If you don't physically send that money to X, Y, and Z power and light company, they're going to shut it off, right? So you need money for that. Education. Obviously, you need money for that. Ignoring money does not remove its influence. It doesn't. You can ignore it, but it does not remove it. It does not remove the influence. And a person can spiritually, sincerely, wonderfully, a person can spiritually, sincerely have all the influence they want. But if they don't understand the basic principles of money, it's upside down. And I'm glad I wrote this down, right? I'm scratching my forehead because I'm going to get in trouble when I make this statement, but I don't care because I got to make the statement. I think one of the challenges is with our grandparents, and great-grandparents, when they were in church, they had some spiritual significance. They were sincere with it. They get on the pew and start praying, and it's power that's there, right? And it's some important things. But unfortunately, a lot of times they were not taught the basics of financial principles. And because they were not taught that, unfortunately, they still prayed and they still did all those things, but it never gave us an opportunity to make certain things happen, right? It just never gave them that opportunity to make certain things happen. It burns my heart in a negative way that they had to go through that, because they can pray. They can pray things down from heaven, but they were never given that basic education on finances to help them move forward in a lot of great things. Because a lot of them could cook ridiculously good. A lot of them had just brilliant minds. but were not able to be taught the importance of finances and creating revenue and businesses and all those things. So unfortunately that hurts, but it is what it is. But I wanted to make that statement that unfortunately they were not taught that, and they perpetuated the cycle. So thank God that in this day and time that we have the resources, we have the ingenuity, we have the mindsets, the thoughts to actually go research if we needed to do it, start our own businesses, get involved, be around people that understand finances and begin to make a better life for themselves. So there you go. Number 2, financial ignorance creates unnecessary pain. If you're ignorant to something, it's still going to create unnecessary pain. Many people were taught how to get a job, but were never taught how to just simply save. I think a couple podcasts ago, I broke down 10, 10, 25, 55. Go back and look at it. It's powerful. Never taught about investing. Let me just tell y'all the truth. I remember my dad had a great job and was doing some great things, right, with his job, working with an oil company and so on, but never really understood about investing. He would have been much further along. I'm not hating on him or nothing. He just was never taught. Taxes. It was never taught for real taxes, how people use the tax code positively and use the laws to their advantage. Not doing something illegal, actually doing everything legally according to the tax code to make sure they have less tax burdens as they possibly can. Debt management, wealth building, estate planning. Man, I ain't know nothing about none of this. Estate, are you kidding me? Until I got older. So as a result, people work hard but remain financially stressed. If you put your money just in a normal savings account, what is that, like 1%? And inflation is like maybe 2-3%. It's going up. Just all of those things, it just throws it off. You actually start losing money. But that's a whole nother subject. I'm not going to get into that, right? I don't want y'all to start talking about, he practicing this. Nah, I'm not going to get into that, all right? Education helps people avoid mistakes that can cost decades of effort. Yes. Because if you give your money to the wrong person, you do wrong insurance, you invest wrong, all of those stuff, that stuff can be wiped away instantly. And you have now lost decades of your efforts in a moment, right? So we got to get educated on that. Number 3, money magnifies character. Ooh, don't we see that in today's world? It magnifies the character of the individual. Money doesn't change people as much as it reveals who they are, right? If you give certain people money, man, it's a beautiful thing. You give other people money, they got an attitude, they arrogant, they ignorant, all of the stuff. They walking around with their chest poked out, thinking they're important and they ain't worth nothing. I mean, I can go on and on and on. So you have all of those things, right? If someone is generous with a little, just think about it. If somebody's generous with a little, they are often generous with a lot. If someone is dishonest with a little, probably they're going to be dishonest with a lot. It's just amplifying who you are, right? That's all it is. It's just amplifying who you are. Number 4, money creates options. Now, I like this, but we got to do it in its proper form. Money creates options. Money cannot be buy happiness. I was fortunate enough to work for a multi-billionaire, and I'm not going to give you all that details, but worked and did some great work with him and was excited about it. And one thing that I realized, not from him, but I just saw a lot of people around him that had great wealth. It doesn't buy happiness. It can create choices, but it does not buy happiness. It can allow people to live unhealthy lives, be in unhealthy situations, but it also can help them leave unhealthy situations. It can help family members. It can support causes that you believe in. You can start a business, obviously, a little or a lot. Matter of fact, if you want to start a business, hit me up. I got something for you. Fun dreams, fun missions. There's some friends I've been blessed that went on mission trips. And we've been blessed to be able to share some revenue with us, not revenue, some resources with them to help them with the mission trip. I wasn't going on a mission trip, but we was fortunate enough to be able to share a couple dollars in that space to help them on the mission trip. See, that was something big for me. That's big. Feeding the homeless for me is huge. Clothing the naked is huge for me. I hate to see somebody sitting in the cold and only have a t-shirt, winter, and only have a long sleeve shirt. Yeah, if I could get you a blanket, a jacket, it'll create those options and allow me to help somebody. But that's me. Other people may have something else or something totally different in mind. Remember, the goal is not money itself. It's not. The goal is greater freedom. I thought about this and I saw this quote and I can't remember it exactly, but I want y'all to think about this. Right? A lot of people work for Friday. A lot of people work for Friday, meaning they go all week, can't wait to get to Friday. And then Sunday, when 60 Minutes come on, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or whatever it is, then everybody get depressed because Monday's here. And you work hard to get to Friday. Well, how about we don't work till Friday or work for Friday? How about we work for freedom? Yes, sir. How about we work for freedom? That way you can begin to give and share your wisdom and your growth and all of those things and your values with others. So don't work for just Friday, work for freedom. Work for being on the other side. I'm telling you, it's going to be good. See, there are some positive sides of money. Like money can be a tool for service. Money allows people to solve problems. Every business that creates value earns money because it serves people. When you go to McDonald's, it serves you food. When you go to a grocery store, it gives you the opportunity and serves you to, get your groceries, right? Here's something I want people to think about. If you want to become wealthy, listen to this. If you want to become wealthy, solve a problem. You heard it here first. If you want to create value and you want to be wealthy, solve some problems. Man, they'll have money coming at you left and right. The more problems you solve, the more value you create. If you solve a problem, you create value. You solve a problem, you create value. You solve a problem, you create value. What comes behind value? Resources. Yes, sir. I'm telling you. It seems simple. It is. Just follow it. Money can expand generosity. You can give away a lot more. Listen, I have a goal. I don't want to tell y'all my goal, but I have a goal and I want to give away a lot, right? To help the least of the unfortunate, the people that people have set aside. I want to do a lot of stuff with them. See, because I believe in my heart of heart, me, that giving money away is one thing, but I believe if you couple that with pouring into somebody, now you begin to change their lives. You literally begin to change their lives. Financial stewardship creates the ability to support charities. I mean, you start to have stewardship over your money, you can get supporting charities. Help struggling families, what I just talked about. Fund community projects. Leave a legacy. African American men and women, we have to do a better job at leaving a legacy. We have to do a better job at leaving a legacy. We don't want to keep burdening our children and our children's children with leaving bills. No, we want to leave a legacy. Bill Gates' children will never have to wonder about who he is because he's leaving a legacy. Who's Amazon? I forgot his name, but he's leaving a legacy, right? All of those individuals are leaving legacies. We as African American men and women, we have to do better at leaving a legacy. Now, I'm not saying everybody's not, but we have to do a better job at leaving a legacy, and that's Jeff Bezos with Amazon, leaving a legacy, right? I want to be in a position as an African American man, like the David Stewarts of the world, leaving a legacy. I want to be like a Lord Sam Oram, leaving a legacy for his children's children. I want to leave a legacy like Stanley Doucette, leaving a legacy for my children's children's children, right? Put your name there. I want to be like your name, because you want to leave a legacy for your children's children's children. We want to prepare generations yet unborn and have them on solid ground and not have to worry about how I'm going to pay this bill and go to school and do this and do that, but be able to leave a legacy for children's children's children, generations yet unborn. Many families conflicts are connected to financial pressure. If you take away financial pressure, how much more peace would you have? How much more calmness? How much less anxiety? How much more would you not stress? All of those things come into play, right? So I want to make sure we're being honest with ourselves with this. Money can fund your purpose. What's your purpose? Ask yourself right now, what is your purpose? And how can money be a tool to help you fund your purpose? I don't care if it's ministry. I don't care if it's nonprofit work. I don't care if it's community leadership. I don't care if it's entrepreneurship. I don't care if it's giving back to schools. But what's your purpose? Yes, what's your purpose? What's your purpose? If you have purpose, resources, and you have the wisdom and the strength to do it, man, you got a powerful, powerful, powerful connection right there. Right there. Now, unfortunately, y'all, I got to give y'all the negative side. I don't necessarily want to, but the first one on the negative side of money, I want to share this with you guys because I think a lot of people are doing this, conscious and subconscious, right? The love of money can become an idol. And I think money has become an idol for so many people. See, when people start believing that the more money will finally make me enough. And here's what you mean will make you enough. Mean you fit in, and people start looking towards you. Well, that becomes a character problem. That becomes something we need to look inside to begin to release you from some of those I'll say burdens, some of those things that you have in your mind that you are least than. You are not less than just because you don't have the resources or the monies that somebody may have been born with. That doesn't make you less than, not at all. That doesn't make you less than. You are who you are. You are that person. So when we're doing this, yes, sir. We got to do better than that, right? My worth is my net worth. No, it's not. No, it's not, because now you're making it a tool. Success means wealth. No, it doesn't necessarily mean wealth, family. It doesn't necessarily mean wealth, right? Because we're making it an idol. Just because you made money does not make you the smartest person in the world. It's great that you created revenues and monies, but don't make it an idol. Some people place money in a position it was never designed to occupy. It was never designed to occupy your heart. It was never designed to occupy your thoughts on a constant basis. It was never thought of that. As a matter of fact, I got fussed at. Not literally, but I'm going to say it my own self. I got fussed at because I had made a statement like 3 days in a row to someone, and they said, all right, that's enough. Don't say that again. Don't say it again. Because I was speaking from a position that I was making money more than what I was. and I had to flip that thing on the spot. Money don't control me. We control money. Money don't control you. You control money. Money is a tool. Money can't tell you what to do. You tell money what to do. Go out and bring some more back. Don't sit there and be like, oh, I wish. No. We got to change that. Money makes a terrible master. Oh, write that down. Money makes a terrible master. Whose report will you believe? You can't serve Mammon and God at the same time. You either going to serve one or the other, but you can't serve them both. I chose to serve God. What did you decide to do? I decided to serve God and not Mammon. But what did you decide to do? Keep that in mind. Don't make money an idol. Don't do it. God talks about that in his 10 commandments about having other idols and other things before him. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. It's a bitter pill. It's a bitter pill. I know this is the negative side, but it didn't stir me up. It's a negative pill, right? Wealth can create false security. See, a lot of times, just how many people did Bitcoin, and people made on Bitcoin paper made billions of dollars, and when he went to cash it in, he found out that the owner of it did some bad things, and it was snatched away from them. But they felt that they were standing on security. They felt they was just standing on security. See, money can provide comfort. So you can buy the big house and the big car and the big fancy this and the big fancy that, but it cannot guarantee you health. It definitely can't guarantee your peace or your character. It can't give you meaning to who you are. That's why earlier I asked, what's your purpose being here on earth? God created you on X day you were born. There's an X day you're going to die. But in between that, what's your purpose? Why did God create you to be here on earth at this very time? Who are you? Yes, sir. It can't guarantee relationships. Money can't, listen, I've seen this a lot of times. People think they have money. They don't have money. They're using money to create a relationship. They're using money to hoard it and hold it over people's head. They're using money to say, look, I bought you this. What happened to this? No. Money is not an idol. It doesn't give you security. That's false. Yes, sir. Many wealthy people discover that financial success alone does not satisfy the deeper need of the human soul. Let me read that again to you. Many wealthy people that discover financial success along the way does not satisfy the deeper need of the human soul. Just because you got money, that doesn't satisfy your soul. You know, some people got a lot of money and going straight to hell. Matter of fact, I heard this the other day. Hell awaits. They're going straight to hell. Well, what are we going to do? We have to make sure we are in proper alignment. I'm starting to get happy now. The pursuit of money can destroy relationships. People sometimes, think about this, sometimes people literally sacrifice families and friends and marriages, even their health, and in some cases their integrity for money. That's why so many people go to jail for financial crimes. That's why so many people are arguing about certain people that's in Congress and in the White House and in other places that are doing something that seems to be shady. I'm not prosecuting. I'm not even investigating. I'm just talking about what the tea leaves are saying. So in all of those spaces, right, people are sacrificing things to have money. Listen, I asked my mentor the other day, I asked him just a simple question. I am all for people making a lot of money. I promise you I am. But do it with integrity. Do it with the right purpose. Use it as a tool. I don't care. You can make billions and billions upon billions of dollars, as I am doing the exact same thing. But I am not using it as a negative influence. I'm not using it and it's going to be my idol and it's going to make my statue and it's going to make who I am. No, sir. It's a tool. As a matter of fact, as we get it, we're going to get it, help the least of thee, help people in certain places. If we got to send money to build water wells and, help other people with coats in the winter and all of those things, that's what we want to help people do. Yeah, I could be a multi-billionaire, but also give and help. I definitely want to help, especially my alma mater. I want to help HBCUs across the country. Yes, I want to help. Not because and go around and say, look at me, I'm great. No, but you want to help those individuals. I want to help people like in the Walmart line and you walk in there and you see them ringing it up and you can see them counting in their head like, ooh. And they get to the end and you're like, oh, I got to put this back. No. Matter of fact, go ahead and ring all of that up, ma'am, and ring this up for me. I got it, ma'am, sir. Go ahead about your business. See, that's the type of blessings we want to use monies for. Not the kind where we're going to laugh and snicker in their face on how they ain't have enough money. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that because we are better. Here is one I put in here that this, my friends, is probably one of the things that I fuss about probably more than anything. And that's greed. Greed literally has no finish line. I mean, none. Think about this. Greed is always saying a little bit more, a little bit more. I just made $2 trillion. Oh, if I get another billion, it's a little bit more. It's always a little bit more, a little bit more. See, the problem with a little bit more is it never ends. It never ends. It's always a little bit more, a little bit more. I'm gonna bring it even somewhere else. Sometimes people be saying, I want a little bit more food. I want a little bit more of sex. I want a little bit more of her. I want a little bit more of him. I want a little bit more of whiskey. I want a little bit more of Hennessy. I want a little bit more of weed. I want a little. No, stop. Stop. You're being greedy. Stop. Matter of fact, just stop. Without gratitude and commitment. Without gratitude and contentment. That's the word I'm looking for. Without gratitude and contentment, no amount is enough. Without gratitude and contentment, no amount is enough. A person can be making $50,000 a year and can be content and happy. And then a person making 50 million can be absolutely miserable. The issue is not the amount, the issue is the mindset. And that's why we're doing this podcast, because the mindset of people sometimes with money is absolutely atrocious. Now let me put a pause here and say this. The mindset about money can be atrocious is because of how we were raised and how we were taught. See, if you go all the way back to, not Jim Crow, Willie Lynch, and you go all the way back then and he started teaching the mindset on how to break the spirit of the black race, just how to break it. And he started doing certain stuff to break the spirit of the actual race. And you start taking the strongest one and beating them within an inch of their life. And then putting them in front of everybody and setting them on fire and then tying them up to horses and letting the horses pull them apart. And in the mindset, it starts to break that mindset. Well, I'm here today to tell you we are reversing that mindset, because we're not going to allow money to be an actual idol. We're not going to let it drive us. It's not going to be the driver of who we are. It's not going to be our purpose and our identity. We're going to use it as a tool. We're going to keep a financial balance or a balanced view. We're going to make sure financial ignorance is dangerous, as we know. Financial obsession is dangerous too. That's all part of that mindset and that greed. What we're going to do is keep it funky. The healthiest position is financial stewardship. We're going to steward our money. We're going to make sure we put it in its proper buckets, in its proper baskets, because we're killing. Matter of fact, it has killed that mindset of negativity and making money the idol. We're past that. Move on from that. I didn't got happy now because I don't know why this is such a challenge sometimes, but I'm talking to me. Listen, I'm just going to do the podcast for the rest of the podcast for me because I'm tired of listening and hearing negative thoughts keep coming. See, when you talk about you're either going to pick Mammon or you're going to pick God. I chose God. Now you know the evil side is going to keep coming at you over and over and over and over and try to break your will. But they can't break our will. We have to. We must rely on God, lean into his strength, but do not bend do not break our will. You can't break it unless we give it permission. Once you stand up, it must flee. So we have to stand up to all of the stuff of the negative side that was trying to get into our mindsets and our thoughts and flush that out and stand on the purity of God and make sure that we steward our money. What does that mean? Earn responsibly. What does that mean? Spend wisely. What does that mean? Save consistently. What does that mean? Invest intelligently. What does that mean? Give generously. What does that mean? Stay humble. I don't care how many billions you get. Stay humble with it. Because the creator of it all gave it to you and he can definitely take it away. So stay humble with it. Help the least of thee. Help those that are walking down the street that may need support. Help them. You may not give them money, give them a hand, but help them down the street. Money should serve your values, not allow you to don't let money serve you in a way that is guiding you and moving you and pushing you away. Money should serve your values. Your values should never serve money. Listen to that again. Your values should never serve money. Money should serve your values, not you go and run behind money. That's backwards. Here are 6 powerful questions I'm going to ask you. I'm ringing the bell on this one. Ding, ding, ding. And then I'm going to climb on out of here. Ding, 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 ding. These questions. Yes, sir. Oh, these questions made me just think. You start writing them out, it's ooh-wee. Grab your pen, your paper, get your boy and your girl out. These questions are powerful. Number 1, do you control your money or does your money control you? Let me say that again. Do you control your money or does your money control you? Yes, sir. Number 2, if your income doubles tomorrow, would your character stay the same? Let me read that again. Number 2, if your income doubles tomorrow, would your character stay the same? If your income doubles tomorrow, would your character stay the same? I've heard a lot of people say, I won the lottery or the Powerball or the Mega Million or whatever it's called, and they win that. They're like, oh, I'm going to change. Okay, yeah, it could change for the better, I guess. But will that change your character? Because it's only going to enhance what it is. It's going to literally let people, you're going to reveal who you really are. Oh, I didn't got happy. Number 3, are you building wealth only for yourself or for future generations and others? So who are you building your wealth for? Yourself, future generations, or others? Number 4, what role does money play in your identity? What role does money play in your identity? Let me say that again. What role does money play in your identity? Meaning, what keeps coming to my mind on this one is image. You know, a lot of people use their monies to go buy the latest whatever, right? I got the latest this, the latest that. I forgot the name of this particular brand because I was in Dillard's or one of them and he said, oh, go to this. And I was like, what is that? oh, that's the newest, that's the hottest and this and this. And I think the shorts were like $300. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me know how that work out for y'all. Right? But I seen True Bunny, I think it's called, or something Bunny, right? Anyway, and I saw people just walking and they happy. Hey, y'all happy? I'm happy. But what role does money play in your identity? Don't allow money to dictate. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. Number 5, are you financially educated enough to protect the people you love? Are you financially educated enough to protect the people you love? Now, let me put a caveat here. The people you love have to listen to you too. You can be educated all you want, but if they don't listen to you, it doesn't matter. I could give you several examples of that. Number 6, if money is a tool, what are you building with it? Ooh-wee. If money is a tool, what are you building with it? I want you guys to think about this so we can get out of here. I'm gonna do like the Baptist preacher. I'm getting ready to close. Oh, I'm closing. Oh, So think about this. Money is a wonderful servant and a terrible master. Money is a wonderful servant. It's also a terrible master. The goal is not simply to make money. This is the goal. Listen to this. The goal is to build a life of purpose, to build a life of freedom, to build a life of generosity, to build a life of responsibility, to build a life of impact, where money remains a tool in your heart, never a ruler over your heart. Money should always be a tool, never a ruler. Let me say that again. Money should always be a tool and never a ruler. Never. It should never be a ruler. Make sure you share this podcast on your boy's behalf for people. Share it, like it, subscribe it. Go to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette if you're not listening to it live. Share it, copy it, send it out. Let people come back. If you're on YouTube, listening to YouTube, send it out to your communities on YouTube. Send it out to people. This is important because I don't want people to continue to use money as a idol or as from a greed perspective. I want it to be used as a tool, and that's it. Never allow greed, never allow idols, or never allow money to be used in a different way or the wrong way. Never allow money to be the idol on your heart. Always remember, money is a tool. All right? Let's climb on out of here. I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. This is going to conclude it. I never say this at the beginning, but thank you guys for logging in and tuning in for the very first time listeners, for people that's listening to all over the world. Thank you guys so very much. I truly, truly appreciate you guys. But we climbing on out of here. I wanted to make sure that we got in a position to keep making this thing happen in a big way. So with that being said, I love each and every one of y'all. I'm going to see y'all next Monday on Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. We out of here. Peace.